while now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has been shouting itself hoarse about the need for mandatory drug testing for students in tertiary institutions. The proposition appeared absurd initially, but the present realities make it not only necessary but quite urgent. Truth be told, there's a frightening upsurge in the prevalence of substance use and abuse among students in tertiary institutions. Unfortunately, more and more students are now taken to this dangerous culture. Of course, that gives credence to NDLEA's proposition. Those who have any doubt about this would do well to visit some medical facilities around the country, including drug treatment and rehabilitation centers particularly. But if that is difficult, try surreptitious observation at some of our university campuses and the scenes around students' hostels. That way, you might be able to understand fully how serious the drug situation on our campuses has become. The question at this point is, why do students use and abuse drugs, and which kinds of drugs do they abuse mostly? Campus students use drugs for a number of reasons. Some of these reasons are, number one, to explore new experiences on campus, especially when they have left their parents' homes. Number two, some students use drugs to keep them alert and focused on their studies, particularly when they have to do overnight assignments pursuant to obtaining excellent grades. Number three, some others take to the drug culture in order to fit into their friends' social circles or otherwise due to peer pressure. Number four, another set of students take drugs to improve their moods and or to gain courage to perform certain functions or acts. Number five, some students who do drugs do so to enhance their in and out of school performances. Findings show that 2 out of 5 students on campus abuse drugs, irrespective of the fact that their parents might have told them to say no to drugs. The following are some of the most commonly abused drugs on campuses. Number one, alcohol. Alcohol is legal, it's a legal drug, but its use encourages addiction. In other words, alcohol is a rapacious gateway drug. It leads young people into experimenting with other psychoactive substances. Unfortunately, the use of alcohol impacts negatively on the academic performance of students. According to available statistics, alcohol accounts for 28% of undergraduate students dropping out of school and 40% of other academic problems among young students. The second most abused drug among students is marijuana or cannabis and its other variants like SK and Arizona. About 5% of students on the campus use marijuana or SK on a daily basis. Because most undergraduates these days are within the age bracket of between 18 to 22 years, drug use is capable of affecting their minds to the extent of substance use disorders. A number of students also use prescription amphetamines like Adderall, also known as ADHD. Campus students who use this drug delude themselves into believing that it helps them to improve their focus and concentration while reading, and it will also help them to improve their academic performance, therefore. Another drug in this category is Ritalin. Ritalin is a prescription amphetamine that is used by students both as a party drug and study drug simultaneously. The other drugs in this group are Dexedrine and Concerta, amongst others. Many students on campus also use or abuse ecstasy, which is referred to as Molly, and MDMA drugs. Students also abuse prescription opioids and narcotics like Vicodin, morphine, fentanyl, codeine, and tramadol. The abuse of tranquilizers like benzodiazepines, Ativan, Xanax, Sonata, Klonopin, and Valium have also been observed among campus students. These drugs are sometimes mixed with rat poison Think about it: rat poison, detergents, aspirin, and other substances. The effect of these drugs include seizures, hallucinations, panic attacks, heart failure, and dehydration, amongst others. Here is how the drugs are used. They are either taken orally, snorted, or injected after being crushed. Very often, the drugs are taken in combined form with other substances like alcohol. The question at this point is, what can be done to help the victims in the circumstances? We do not advise that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, which hands are already full to the brim in the fight against drug, be involved in compulsory drug testing among campus students. However, we advise every tertiary institution should, as a matter of urgency, acquire and set up a drug testing lab. This should be complemented with well-equipped counseling services manned by counselors, clinical psychologists, and psychiatrists. But more importantly, once parents have observed that their children have a drug problem, they will do well to consult and seek help from appropriate professionals without any further delay whatsoever. I want to say thank you so much for finding time to watch this video. Please let us share the video with others, like the video, but more importantly, say yes to life and no to drugs. Thank you for watching it. God bless you.